Okay, Kelly Henderson here with Momentum Real Estate Group. Let's talk about misconceptions about buying your first home. Now, I recently had somebody ask, I was doing this social media takeover thing, and I got this question, which part of it I could answer and part of it I couldn't. I had to reach out to my lender. Their question was, what is a normal down payment, or what can I do for a down payment when buying my first house, and how low of a credit score can I have? Let's start with the answer to your down payment question. Unless you're a veteran, there's going to be either a down payment or some sort of down payment program that will essentially subsidize the down payment you might be missing. So the easiest way forward is going to be a 5% conventional product. So you would want 5% of the purchase price. Now, with that being said, I purchased my first home with an FHA loan, which allowed me to do 3.5%. There's also 3% programs out there, and then down payment assistance programs to subsidize below that. Something common I hear, which usually comes from first-time buyers' outside influence, whether that's a friend, family member, parent, grandparent, whatever, who says you have to have a 20% down payment. A, that's just straight up not true. B, there's a lot of thought process to the power of leveraging money and what you could do with the money you're not putting into that down payment, right? If you put 5% down and the other 15% went into your 401k, that's going to be paying you dividends, whereas your house is the thing that you live in. It doesn't pay you anything. You'll get appreciation, and over time when you sell, you'll get some money back, but that has nothing to do with your down payment. So unless you're going to convert something into a rental property, which changes things a little bit, but the short version of the story is my personal philosophy is to put as little down as the loan will allow me to, so that way I'm more liquid for other opportunities. But to each their own. So down payment varies. Credit score, a good rule of thumb is the higher the better to get you a good rate. Now, up front, you would want to talk to a lender after they've been able to run your credit, because they're going to have some tips for you on how to improve your timeline to getting a better credit score. Sometimes I'll work with people who say like, oh yeah, I just paid off my car so I could get a better credit score. Well, taking off credit history, so your car loan, actually does short-term damage to your credit score. And depending on how quickly you want to buy, that could be a giant problem. And so most of the time, there's a very select prescription that a lender is going to make to position you as appropriately as possible for what you want to accomplish. So on the credit side of things, we always want to talk to a lender. But I found out to answer this question about how low of a credit score can I have, in the 500s actually has some programs. Now, realistically, you want to be over 600 is a good rule of thumb. But the higher you are, the better your interest rate is. Okay, so now you understand financially where you need to be. Now, step number 2 is having a consultation. Whether it's me or any other agent that you work with, you're going to want to sit down and have a buyer consultation. In this, you're going over a few different things. One, what you're looking for in a house. So often I find agents, this is really the only thing they're covering, and they're doing it on just like on the phone real quick, get a quick list. I want to know why. You want a 3-bedroom house, why? What are you doing with the bedrooms? Or, oh, you need 3 bedrooms and an office, would a 4-bedroom work, right? There's better questions to ask that we really need to dig in, so that way your agent is able to make some suggestions on how to maximize the opportunity that you're looking at. That's number 1. Number 2, they should be giving you an up-to-date kind of analysis of the market. Now, the market could be good or bad. That might not change if you should or shouldn't buy. But what will change is how you approach the market. In most cases, there's going to be a plus and a minus to any market that you're in. So let's take today's market, for example. The big minus is that you're in competition. The gigantic plus is that interest rates are so low. The reason why there's so much competition is because the interest rates are so low. If you flip to the converse, right, less competition, then you probably have higher interest rates, which is why people aren't buying as readily or quickly as they were before. So we just want to know what's going on in the market. Number 3, they should be educating you on how they work, right? It's an interview. You need to figure out if they're the right fit for you, and if that's going to check all your real estate boxes, if you get the feel goods, if you like them, if you like their style, whatever the case is. So about you and what you're looking for, about the market, about the agent you're interviewing, and lastly, what are the next steps forward, right? Do they need a pre-qualification form on file? Do they need you to start, driving a few neighborhoods that maybe they suggested? Do they need you to sign some documents for the brokerage, right? We get all of our ducks in a row. That way you don't end up being one of those buyers who's like, look I found the perfect house. I want to buy this. And because you don't have your ducks in a row, you end up missing out on the perfect house because nobody properly explained what happens next. So what you're looking for, a little bit about the market, a bit about that agent, and how you move forward as smoothly as possible. I hope this is helpful as you decide if it's the right time to buy your first house. Have a great day. Bye-bye.